It's been less than 3 years since we saw Godzilla, the second American remake of the of Godzilla, Toho's Godzilla, and just the last year we saw Shin Godzilla, Toho's new reincarnation of their famous monster. Now here we are in 2017 with the arrival of Kong, Skull Island. Now this is not a remake of the 33 King Kong or the 76 King Kong or even the 2005 King Kong from Peter Jackson. This is a flat-out reboot of the Kong franchise. It's almost akin to what Toho did with Kong when they started with their films of King Kong Escapes and King Kong vs. Godzilla, where the character of Kong basically has no connections to what we've seen before, and that is exactly what happens here in this film directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts. Vogt-Roberts brought us The Kings of Summer, that fantastic coming-of-age movie a few years ago. So it's an interesting choice to have him direct this film, and he does a pretty efficient job of doing so. The only problem with Kong Skull Island is that the action scenes involving Kong and involving the creatures that reside on Skull Island, and especially when they're attacking the humans, is the best part of the movie. But when the movie settles down and we're basically just left with following the human characters throughout this piece, and that's when the film starts getting bogged down. The characters in this film are very much akin to what we saw in the Toho Kong films, which were the human characters are of little consequence, and it's really about just seeing the monster mayhem, and that's what for this version of Kong, that's what we want to see. We want to see Kong versus the creatures, and the creatures come after the people, and that's exactly what we get. But then when we settle down into, like I said, when we settle down to following the human characters, it becomes less interesting. The human side of this film is led by Tom Hiddleston, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, and John C. Reilly and John Goodman, all great actors, and they do what they can with the parts that are as they're written, and outside of those leads, the rest of the characters are simply cannon fodder, and you really have no real interest in what goes on, and basically, and I had got no sense that the primary leads of Hiddleston and Larson, who play Jason Conrad and Mason Weaver, were in any real significant danger, because I got the sense that, yeah, they're going to get out of this fine. And so when events were transpiring, and there was real no tension. And again, even with the cannon fodder, there was real no tension. You're just like, oh, here's this cool scene where we're going to see monsters attack and kill these guys. Okay, that's what we got. Cool. And then, but of course, this movie's called Kong Skull Island, so of course Kong is the centerpiece. Now, this Kong is very different from the Kongs we've seen before, especially in the true vintage versions of basically a 50-foot or so tall ape or gorilla. But this Kong is very much more is not anything like those Kongs, and it's probably definitely very much like the Kongs that we've seen in the Toho films. And I think they said this one's about 150 feet tall or something like that. So why does this Kong Skull Island exist? What is the purpose? Why do we need a Kong remake / reboot? Well, because this is the second film in the MonsterVerse that Legendary and Warner Brothers Pictures is launching. It was the big ballyhoo when Legendary was able to acquire the rights to King Kong from Universal, and now they basically are setting up a MonsterVerse that involves the Toho characters and King Kong as well. So that is why we have this Kong reboot. It's a pretty straightforward action monster movie that basically just going in to enjoy just from that. I mean, don't expect any significant level of character development of any kind. Like I said, the characters themselves are kind of not necessarily. Some of them are two-dimensional, but some of them are they're just like, all right, whatever. But like I said, the spectacle of Kong versus whatever creatures there are, and when the creatures attack are the best parts of the movie. There are some fantastic moments that Vogt-Roberts put together that very evoke Apocalypse Now very much so, and not even and the feel of this movie not also feels very Jurassic Park. In fact, even a bit felt like it was lifted straight out of Jurassic Park 3. But overall, yeah, it's entertaining enough. But like I said, don't expect any significant character development from it. It's like just almost like how people complained about Gareth Evans' Godzilla, and basically what I was saying is like there wasn't enough Godzilla. Well, in this one, it's like there's not enough Kong. You just want to see there's enough Kong, but there's not enough Kong when you're dealing with the humans. You just want to give me Kong. So yeah, and also of note, be absolutely sure to stay for the post-credit scene that appears. And you have to sit through all of the end credits to get this the stinger in this film, and you definitely don't want to miss it. So yeah, so Kong Skull Island, I would give 3.5 stars out of 5. It's not as good as Godzilla, the remake, but definitely feels very much of the same universe. And it's a nice setup for what's to come in the future. And I believe it's Godzilla 2 is a couple years away, and King Kong versus Godzilla is I believe set for 2020 or somewhere in that area. So, Kong Skull Island, 3.5 stars out of 5. If you like this review, hit that like button below. We're looking forward to Kong Skull Island. What is your favorite incarnation of Kong? What is your favorite, what are you most looking forward to in Kong Skull Island? Please comment below and let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so you can stay on top of my new reviews, retro reviews, trailer reactions, and any other fun things I have to put on my channel. And be sure to hit that bell button so you can be notified when I do so. So until next time, my friends, we'll see you at the movie.